At first, this product made no sense. People didn't understand why anyone would wear it. Some straight up called it ugly. And for a while, it just didn't sell. But now it's $600 million brand. So what changed? This is the story of the Oodie and the exact strategies you can copy. Now here's the part most people don't know. The founder of the Oodie is Davey Fogarty, an Australian entrepreneur who was already building brands before this. And this wasn't his first win. Before Oodie, he was running a business selling weighted blankets and it was working. But that's exactly what created the problem. Because even when things are going well, you start thinking, how long will this last? The business was working, but that didn't make it safe. He knew how fast things can change in e-commerce. Ads stop working, competitors show up, trends die. And when you rely on one product, that's a real risk. So instead of waiting for it to happen, he started thinking ahead. What's next? He was already in the comfort space. Weighted blankets, relaxation, anxiety relief, products people use at home. So instead of starting from scratch, he looked for the next version of that same idea. Something that delivers the same feeling but in a different form. That's where it clicked. A wearable blanket. Not something you sit under, but something you wear. Obvious now, but back then, it wasn't. Now this is where most people expect success. But the launch didn't work. People didn't understand the product. And when that happens, it's almost impossible to sell. It looked unusual, which made it even harder to explain. Even influencers didn't want to promote it. Some straight up called it ugly. So for weeks, even months, it didn't sell. At one point, he was close to quitting completely. But instead of walking away, he kept testing. Filming content with his girlfriend, his family, just trying to show the product in real situations. And over time, that changed everything. He got better at explaining the product, better at showing it, better at making people understand why it's worth buying. Then COVID hit. Most brands were panicking, but the Oodie was in the right place at the right time. Everyone was stuck at home and comfort became the only thing that mattered. This wasn't just luck. It was the right product at the right time. But Davey didn't just sit back and watch the orders roll in. He scaled a network of creators, but it wasn't easy. In the beginning, influencers literally called the Oodie ugly and refused to post. But once the unit economics started working, Davey flipped the script. He built a system to trade product for content at scale, not expensive cash fees, which kept his customer acquisition cost low while competitors were burning money on Facebook ads. It wasn't just about the pandemic, it was about 5 specific strategies Davey used to squeeze every dollar of profit out of that moment. But they didn't just sell a product, they changed the entire map of the transaction. Because Davey understood something simple and the team built around it. If you go to their site today, you'll see aggressive offers everywhere. For example, their core hoodie is around $99 and you'll often see deals like 2 for $139. But here's the key part, the exact offer changes. Sometimes it's buy one, get one for a few dollars. Other times it's buy one, get 60% off the second. And that's not random. They're clearly testing different ways to get people to buy more. Now think about that, one hoodie is almost $100. So why discount the second one so heavily? Because they understood something simple. The cost to acquire a customer stays the same, whether they buy one or two. So instead of optimizing for a single sale, they maximize the order value immediately. That's how you move AOV from around $100 to $140 and more. And there's another layer to this. By making the second item so cheap, they're not just increasing revenue, they're making sure the customer buys more from them, not from a competitor later. If you want to run this kind of buy more logic on your own store, you don't need to build anything custom. Tools like kitchen bundles let you set up buy one get one discounted or tiered offers like buy two get one free in just a few minutes. If you want to set this up yourself, I've broken it down step by step in another video. It's the same idea that Oodie uses to increase the value of every order. Then there's a free shipping over $100. Now look at how this is set up. One hoodie is already close to that threshold. So the moment you're in the cart, you're not thinking, should I buy this? You're thinking, what else can I add to reach free shipping? And that small shift changes everything. Because now the goal isn't just to buy, it's to optimize the purchase. And that naturally pushes people to add more to their cart. They also reduce hesitation. If you look at their product page, it's everywhere. 30-day easy returns, million millions of customers worldwide. This matters even more for a product people didn't understand at first. And this isn't just theory. Even small changes like this can significantly improve conversion. Let's say you increase your conversion by just 5 to 10%. If you're making 100K, that's an extra 5 to 10K just by making people feel safe to buy. If you're not just chasing traffic but profit, hit subscribe. I break down real brands and the Shopify strategies that drive their growth. Their product page does a lot of heavy lifting. They don't just show the product, they explain it clearly. Toasty Tech outer, Sherpa fleece lining, oversized hood, extra large pocket. They even position the material as something unique. Everything is right there. Because this isn't a product people instantly understand. And when there's doubt, people don't buy. So instead of keeping it minimal, they answer every question before it even comes up. And this is what protects them long term. They knew competitors would copy the product. So instead of relying on the product alone, build something harder to copy, the brand. Bold designs, unique characters. Licensed products like Pokemon, Scooby-Doo, and Friends. So now you're not just buying a hoodie, you're buying something recognizable. And once that happens, price matters a lot less. Once the core product started working, they didn't stop there. They expanded the product line, but not randomly. Everything stayed around the same use case. Comfort at home. So now they sell sleep teas, pajamas, robes, and so on. It's same audience, same feeling, and much more reasons to buy. Now this does two things. Increases order value and increases lifetime value. Because now customers don't just buy once, they come back for different products. Once all of this came together, the offers, the positioning, the brand, the product line, that's when things really started to scale. What started as a product people didn't understand turned into a brand people keep coming back to. So what can you take from this? First, it all comes down to the product. If people don't understand it, most of the time, you don't need a new product, you just need a better explanation. Second, don't optimize for conversion. Optimize for higher order value. And third, if your product is easy to copy, look for ways you can stand out. So your brand needs to be memorable. Simple as that.